Hello friends, we're back with math and it is lesson 11.5 and we are going to continue talking about the minute hand. And by the end of this lesson, you guys should know that the minute hand can tell time to the half hour, the quarter after, and quarter to, and the hour. So our new vocabulary for today is quarter after and quarter to. Okay, and so as we're doing this, I want you to think back to our lesson on fractions when we were doing fractions and we had the circle and we divided that circle into 4 parts. And we said one part of it represents 1/4. And we also went through other ways of saying 1/4. And we said one of those ways is 1/4. So that is what we're going to kind of use to help us see the clock as quarters and what quarter after and quarter to could possibly be. Okay, so remember our words. Think back to our fraction unit when we talked about fractions and how that can apply to today's lesson. So to get started, we're going to go back to our clock that you guys saw yesterday. And we're going to use that to continue to guide our lessons today. All right. We said yesterday that when the hour hand is our shorthand, the minute hand is our longhand. When the minute hand is pointing to the 0, or I'm sorry, to the 12, that means we have 0 minutes. We call that the o'clock or the hour, on the hour. And when the minute hand is pointing, to the 6, that is known as 30 or half past or the half hour. Those are all the same. So we could kind of say those are like synonyms for each other, right? 30 minutes, half past, or the half hour all mean the same thing. Okay, everybody got that for now? So today, we are going to talk about that quarter to and quarter after. So I'm going to bring us back up to the hour. So right now, if I look at my clock, I'm going to move this, to 3 o'clock. Let's move it to 3 o'clock. When we read the time, we always want to say the hour first. So my hour is 3, and the minutes is o'clock or 00, so we say it is 3 o'clock. If the minute hand were on the 3, look where our hand, it's still on the 3. We don't say it is 3, 3, do we? No, it is not 3, 3. We would say, remember yesterday I said when we count the digits on the clock and we're doing minutes, we're going to count by 5. So here we're going to go 5, 10, 15. So we can say it is 3:15. And this is what it would look like if I wrote it digitally right here. This is the digital version of 3:15. We can move this around so that our minute hand is now pointing to the 9. But would we say, my hour hand is still in that 3 area zone, would we say it is 3, 9? No, we're going to go back and we're going to count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So we'd say it is 3:45. And here you can see that is how we would write that digitally. When you write it digitally, you do have to have your 2 dots. So we can tell between the hours, the hour goes first, ... minutes, how many minutes come next, okay? So this time would be 3:45. Now, if I watch this, let's take it around twice and let's come right here. What time is that? Well, the hour hand is with the 5 because it's between 5 and 6. So we always go back to the number before. So it is 5. And the minutes are 5, 10, 15. Now, let's go back to my original, what I originally said at the beginning of the lesson, is that a clock can be divided into 4 parts. When we go back to fractions. So I could draw a line from here to here and then across like that. And you would have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then the whole thing would be 4/4. And remember, if I only have one of these fourths colored in, that would be saying 1/4 or 1/4. So another, and this would be the 1/4. Look where my minute hand is pointing for that 1/4. Guess what? That's what we say right here. We can say it is 5:15, or it is a quarter after 5. So when the minute hand is pointing to the 3, that time, we can say that time 2 different ways. We can say it is 5:15, or we can say it is a quarter after 5. They mean the exact same thing. It's just a different way of saying it. So when your minute hand is pointing to the 3, it's quarter after. Now let's bring this minute hand over to the 9. Notice right here, we still have that 1/4 of the whole. Look right here where that 1/4 of the whole, this is your second hand right here. 1/4 of the whole. And again, that is a quarter. So when your minute hand is pointing to the 9, we can read that as 5:45, or we can say it is a quarter to the next hour. So this would say be a quarter to 6, right? Quarter to 6. 15 minutes until it's 6 o'clock, because a quarter on a clock represents 15 minutes. So we could say 5:45 or quarter to 6, because my next hour is there. Now let's try this a different way. Let's look at this time. My hour hand is here, so we can say, well, my hour hand is still between the 10 and the 11. So I'm going to go back to the number before, and it's 10. So the hour is 10, and the minute is pointing to the 9. So that's 10:45, or quarter to the next hour, which is 11, or a quarter to 11. So it is either 10:45 or quarter to 11. So what time is this? We're not going to say 11:15. We're going to say quarter after 11. Because here it was 11 o'clock. Now we're going a quarter of the way around the clock. So it's going to be a quarter after 11. Here we have 11:30, or 11:30. And here we have quarter to the next hour, which is 12, quarter to 12, or 11:45. So you must, it's just something you guys are going to just have to practice and see and hear and do, and practice, see, hear, and do, practice, see, hear, say, and do. Okay? The more you say it, the more you see it, and the more you do it, the better you're going to remember this. So when the minute hand is at the 3, it is quarter after. When the minute hand is at the 9, it is quarter to. Remember, 3, quarter after, which means 15 minutes after the hour. And when it's at 9, it's a quarter to the next hour, or 15 minutes until the next hour. All right, so a lot of information for you to remember. And like I said, the way to remember it is practice, practice, practice. When your mom asks you what time it is and the time is 5:15, don't tell her 5:15. Be a super smarty and say, oh, it's quarter after 5, Mom. And show her just how much you know. Surprise her. Or when your dad says, what time is it? You could say, oh, Dad, it's 6:30 when it's 6:30. I'll be like, what? Where did you learn this? Okay. So use the correct terminology from now on when you're doing time, right? Today's activity is going to be a little bit different. I want to show you that. Let me get rid of this screen and show you this screen. Okay. Oops, I probably need to share this screen with you, don't I? Hold on. Oops, let's continue and let me share the correct screen. There we go. All right, this is what your homework looks like today, and I am going to zoom in for us. Remember, by clicking on that plus sign right here and clicking on the screen, it makes it closer. So today you're going to be reading clocks and writing the time on the top part of your assignment, okay? So, oops, I still have that clicked on. So I click on here, and I'm going to write the time in. Oh my goodness, Mrs. King is going crazy here. So first I'm going to write my hour first, and then I'm going to write my minutes. When I get that done, I need to zoom out one. When I get that done, I'm going to go down to the bottom part, and this is where I'm going to have to write the hands of the clock in, or draw the hands of the clock in. Remember the drawing tool for the line? So I click on the line here, and I'm going to come down here and it says 12:15. So I'm going to come, my hour hand, which is shorter, is going to go around the 12. And I'm going to click on another line, and I'm going to draw my hour hand, or my minute hand, which is longer, to the 15-minute mark. So it shows 12:15. All right. Everybody understand what you're doing for your assignments? Use this drawing tool up here to draw your lines. So a little bit different than yesterday. You don't have to do the matching clocks, but you do have to write the time for the clocks. All right. If you have any questions, as always, please reach out to me online and let me know so I can help you right away. All right. Have fun.